Hey guys, what's up? My name's Adam, and today we're going to be talking about the film Fantastic Four. Now, this movie has kind of been in a tough spot. It's directed by Josh Trank, who previously has directed the film Chronicle, which I have yet to see, but I hear is great. This movie also stars Miles Teller, Michael B. Jordan, Jamie Bell, and Kate Mara. So this movie is obviously based on the Fantastic Four, the comic property from Marvel, and I can honestly say that I have never been a big fan of the Fantastic Four. When I was younger, I was like, alright, whatever, they just never really interested me, they just never did. I have no reason for it, even though I like them as characters, I just never called myself a fan of them. So, when I walked out of this movie, I turned to my friend and said, if I love the Fantastic Four as much as I love Spider-Man, I'd be in tears if this was a Spider-Man movie, because this movie is probably one of the worst comic book movies I've ever seen in my life. And I've seen virtually all of them. Basically, I'm going to just rant about this movie because there's just so much to talk about in so little time, so let's just get to it. None of the characters act like they're characters. Sure, they're younger, I guess. Reed Richards, they're all in like senior year high school probably. Except Dr. Doom, which we'll talk about him later. It's not the character. They're not, the way they act, the way they talk, the things they do. Okay, mild spoiler warning if you care. They decide to go into the negative zone because they get hammered. And not even hammered, they get buzzed. Because they act like, they're like, I'm drunk. You're acting fine, your equilibrium's fine. You literally know how to function this machine intoxicated. Okay. So anyhow, they get their powers and, Doom obviously has something. Invisible Woman, Sue Storm, doesn't even go with them. What the hell? She gets backlashed, and that's how she turns invisible. The way they turn is so stupid. If you've seen this movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's probably one of the worst origins I've ever seen. I understand a lot of these problems maybe with the script even, because obviously this is all script blame in a sense, but Josh Trank, the director, he would show up high, he'd show up intoxicated, he'd show up abusive, he'd show up threatening. There are all these reports about this movie, and quite frankly, I'm not sure which ones are true or not, because obviously I wasn't there, but I can tell you that a lot of them seem credible now after watching this movie. Fox obviously had a lot of interference too, because they want a world build, they want to make this the next X-Men, they want to make this the next franchise. They originally were going to cross it over with the X-Men, but after they saw the bad reviews this movie got, they completely wiped that out and said they're in a parallel universe from each other. Speaking about the bad reception, real quick, yeah, so they hid this movie from people so much. The under the radarness of this movie, the UAV that just flew under, this movie was just, oh my god. I understand why now. I understand why, but, oh my gosh. I'm sorry if I'm ranting here, I'm sorry if I'm raving, but I just got to do it, because quite frankly, this is probably, as I said, the worst comic movie I've ever seen. Hell, even in the special effects department, this movie is a huge budget, right? I could literally see green screen sometimes. I felt like I was watching a PS2 graphic. There's literally a part where Mr. Fantastic, somehow he has the power to shapeshift his face now, and shapeshifting his face, and it looks like I was watching Tomb Raider on the PS1. Which, yeah, again, the characters are not right in this movie. They act out of the ordinary. Reed has different powers. Ben, yeah, I understand Jamie Bell is British, but at the same time, you have to understand that you need to mask that voice very well. Andrew Garfield, I thought, did a really great job. In the crying scene in The Amazing Spider-Man when Uncle Ben gets shot, spoiler, I thought it cracked a little bit, but other than that, I've never even noticed he was British, so I watched interviews. As I said, none of the characters are themselves. Dr. Doom, the first time you see him, he is sitting on his ass, playing Assassin's Creed, at a gaming chair, at a desk, and, there's alcohol, there's a bong on the edge of his table. I called him Dr. Dank. I was just so done with this movie. Which, I don't know, I just kind of like to think that's maybe Josh Trank's bong that he left behind and was actually got into frame. The editing in this movie is absolute garbage. There are literally scenes where actors were looking around wondering what to do. Oh my god, and let's not even talk about the ending. Actually, yeah, let's talk about the ending. This is probably one of the most anticlimactic endings I've ever seen for a superhero movie. Now, the Avengers, it literally copies the exact thing that happens at the tail end of Avengers Age of Ultron, where they end up getting their own, base, and they go off, and it literally ends with Avengers, a set, and then it cuts off. This movie literally ends with, hey guys, I know what we'll call ourselves, the Fandat, and then it cuts off. They must have saw Avengers and been like, oh damn, we better do that. Even the fight in this movie was probably just, it's the equivalent of a schoolyard fight where it ends with some kid getting kicked in the balls. It's the most anticlimactic 5-minute fight I've ever seen in my life. So overall, guys, I'm going to give this movie an F. And I don't even do this just to be harsh. I went into this movie thinking, okay, I know all the bad press it's getting. I hope I find stuff I like. I really do. Because honestly, like, all these people in this movie are talented, especially Michael B. Jordan. If you guys have ever seen Fruitvale Station, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I was so hoping for this movie to be good, and unfortunately, it did not deliver. If you guys want an hour-long thing of me just talking about this movie with other people, go in the description below. I'll have an iTunes link. I was on a podcast called Cut 2. And it is just me and a couple other people from Twitter, and we all talk about this movie because we all saw it, and it was fun. Just warning, it's not really safe for work. If you're not cool with cussing and stuff like that, it's not for you. But that was quite a fun episode. Caleb and Connor, thank you so much for having me on. Anyway, guys, expect a video coming next week, and it will be my first short film. It is called Sirens, and it has quite the interesting story behind it. So maybe after I release it, I'll do like how I wrote it and stuff like that. Anyway, guys, moral of the story, don't see this movie. Goodbye. Love you all.